here's one more tip of the day, or movement moment, whatever. I don't know what I want to call it. I'll probably call it movement moment. Everyone likes that better. Anyway, there's two things going on with your front lever that I think you need to take into consideration and have these be the main thing you think about, plus one more. So that's three. But the first one, as I've showed in another one of these before, was my warm-up before I did everything. And if you take into consideration that you have to pretty much depress the shoulders. Sorry, I'm trying to find the right angle for this right now. Use this Frisbee. All right, so if we take into consideration that you need to depress the shoulders, so from a hanging position, I'm completely relaxed right now. Okay, hanging through. From here, I am going to pull my shoulders down. You can see how it engages in my back as I pull down, okay? All the way down, like that, to the very, very bottom. Once again, all the way down. And if you squeeze the bar tighter with your hands, you can actually get a better squeeze here. With the thumbs on, you might even feel it more. Squeeze with the thumbs, and ignite that back. All right? That is the first thing. Doing that one-armed with one side of your body is also extremely beneficial. I'll use my other side because my bad side, because I should do that more often. But if you go to one side and you engage that one side, working the one-sided engagement is like 4 times harder than the two-sided one. All right, there's that tip. The other tip, I've shown this before, the inverted plank row. Over here, focus on from this position, either with the hips up or legs out in front. Completely relax, let the shoulders round forward, and then pull them back together, shoulder blades together. Okay? So I'm already doing this because I'm so used to doing this already, but I'm pulling them down as well. Okay, but it's a combination of this vertical pull, when I showed you before, the hanging one pulling down that way, and this one pulling down that way. So you get kind of this angled pull down towards your hips that helps with maintaining that shoulder stability from here. Okay, this down, straight down, and then I'm activating also the other one. Okay, so that's 2 of those together. If you're focusing on both of those engagements, it's going to make it a lot easier for you to focus on that while doing this lever, whatever you want to call it. So I suggest that you focus on that feeling within like a tucked lever, okay? Fairly tucked lever. That way you can just focus on that and the maximal engagement of that prior to doing anything else, all right? And there's lots of other tips I can do with this, but this is just one for you, okay? So from here, I'm going to pull all the way up to here. It's very familiar for me. For some of you, this might be very difficult. That's fine. From here, I'm going to pull down and back and engage that as tight as I can. As tight as I can, as tight as I can, as tight as I can. Squeeze the bar as tight as I can and engage through that position. Down and back as hard as I can, as hard as I can. You do this in this position and you're going to feel that tension in your back. The farther, it's almost similar to like getting a pump when you're doing bodybuilding. You feel that tension in that area you just put all that attention into, and you feeling that all this blood and energy's there now. You know, it's all in that one area, excited. You're going to feel that in your back, especially if you use these lighter positions instead of the really hard ones. If you go all the way out to you go all the way out to the very end of it, you can't feel that as much. So it's really important that you figure out that feeling first before going farther out. Now the other thing I want to tell you is a lot of people talk to you about the body lever, okay? Well, with the body lever, where is that thing? There it is. Okay, so with the body lever, they say practice this to help you with your other lever, okay? Front lever. So try doing this on an elevated surface so that you can actually feel what it's like to be completely straight out. If you can't even manage to do that yet, that's okay. But one thing is that don't try to do it with bent arms. If you have to absolutely do it with bent arms, that's okay, but it's not going to give you the same feeling as it would be if you're extended arms extended. Think about like you're trying to uproot whatever is underneath you're pushing up on. And I usually use my palms here. If you have to grab something, that's fine. But I like to just go with my palms. All right? So from here, this is a little different because I can't really pull on what I'm holding on to. So instead of pulling myself this way, I'm actually pressing up into it. But this is still the same kind of idea of the lift of the hips that we're going to need to do this lever. So I'm here, and I'm going to engage him. Now this time, I have to kind of push myself down like that, so I'm getting a little chest engagement here. Elbows are still straight, and from here, I'm going to go up, and I'm thinking about the lift of my hips, pushing them up. Okay, trying to pull them back toward the bar, not letting myself get pulled down. And back up again. All right? It feels similar when I'm doing a full, well, I can't do a full lever yet, but when I'm going for that full lever, progression toward it, when I'm here, lifting my hips up, I'm feeling that lift in that position as well, while I'm doing the engagement of the back. Okay, so get that first, then try to feel this lift, whether you're doing a tuck, an open tuck, a straddle, a figure four, straight, pipe, whatever. So I'm here, I start with the engagement, and then I keep the hips lifted as I try to push myself out. Keep them lifted, don't let them drop down. As they drop down, you're gonna lose that tension in there. And there's some times when I actually build it the other way up, but this is what I want you to focus on. Next time you're doing it, see if you can feel that lift in there. Because the second those hips drop below, if you don't have your full lever yet, and the hips drop below, you hit into this weak position, especially if your body arches and you're no longer hollowing in the hips or slight light tuck in the hips. Anyway, that's a longer one for you, but I think it's a really helpful one as well. I'll see you next time, and just keep training, man.